Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well, teach well, I learn his truth 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, service scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere, your children, shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be a World War III news update. And as you can see, I'm going to allow this video to play that we have here. And you got a lot of things that are taking place. So, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is definitely moving. Things are heating up. So this is definitely a time for us, hopeful elect brothers and sisters, to be watching now more and praying is more. Because, hey, these times are at the door, man, where things are really about to, you know, get wild out here. But with that being said, fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video. Fair use.
What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, a.k.a. NY Prepper. It is Monday, November 10th, 2025, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 14:09 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from here in the U.S. and from overseas. So in case you missed what Pete Hegseth, the U.S. Secretary of War, said over the weekend at the National War College, I want to share with you what he said. He said that the U.S. is now on a wartime footing, that the U.S. military-industrial complex is switching over from peacetime to wartime. And then he also said...
Right. We hear what it is, what the guy just said, just for the little bit of the video I did allow to play. And he said that you got the U.S. switching over from peacetime to wartime, you see, because ultimately, as the scriptures have said, I'm going to grab that, right, in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, right? And it says, I'm going to start at verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, right? Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Verse 8, this is the point. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And that's exactly the time that we are in here in this current time. We're in a time of war. That's why you got so many different wars breaking loose all across the four corners of the earth. That's why you got Esau Edom, this devil, you see, sending military troops, you know, getting ready to send them to Nigeria, sending war planes and aircraft carriers off the coast of Venezuela. You see, these things are happening because we are in a time of war, man. And the war of all wars is fastly approaching, which is going to be the Battle of Armageddon, which is going to be the Third World War. That's what's fastly approaching, and this is ultimately what we see everything ultimately cranking up and building up towards, because that's what's coming, man. You see, because all of these things are prophetic, and it's going to happen, you see, because it's all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And the Lord is going to allow these things to take place, and we're definitely in that time where these things are about to manifest, you see. So I'm going to get back into the video.
And then he also said that right now is a 1939 moment. He's saying basically that we are on the verge of another world war. So I want to play these clips for you. This is absolutely huge, okay? Take a listen.
We're not building for peacetime. We are pivoting the Pentagon and our industrial base to a wartime footing.
Okay, we are pivoting the Pentagon and our industrial base to a wartime footing. Listen again.
We're not building for peacetime. We are pivoting the Pentagon and our industrial base to a wartime footing. Pivoting the Pentagon and our industrial base to a wartime footing. We're pivoting the Pentagon and our industrial base to a wartime footing. Building for victory should our adversaries FAFO.
Okay, so, I mean, he clearly stated it there. And then here he talks about how we're at a 1939 moment, basically that we are on the verge of another world war. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. And we hear what it is the guy is saying. And yeah, World War III is going to happen because it is prophetic. You see, it already been prophesied throughout the scriptures. You see, John the Revelator said that. I'm going to grab Revelations chapter 9, right? And we're going to start at verse Bear with me. I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, one woe is past, which is talking about World War II. It already occurred, right? And behold, there come two woes, right? More hereafter in World War II, which occurred from 1939 to 1945. It already took place. And guess what? The Third World War, which is going to be the war of all wars, because we know that this war is going to be the war that brings back our Lord Yahweh Shah. Because this war is going to be a nuclear war. You see, this war is not going to be like all of the other wars throughout history were fought, where you have men on the battlefield. Even though it is going to be that, you know, you're going to have men fighting, but more so these missiles are going to be used. So this is going to be the war of all wars, man. Right? And let me grab that precept real quick through the Spirit. Right? Isaiah chapter 9. Right? And I'm going to start right at the point. We're going to start at verse 5, because this is why it's no coincidence why you have all of these nations that are talking about missiles. It's no coincidence you got Donald J. Trump. Now he's putting the American military in a mindset of testing these nuclear missiles, man. The reason they're doing these things is because, hey, these bombs are going to be used real soon, man, and we're fastly approaching that time. You see? But this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, right? That's how the ancient battles were fought. They were fought with, you know, shields, bucklers, close quarter combats, right? But it says, but this, right, talking about World War III, shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's going into the depiction of those ICBM missiles, man, because that's what's going to come once this war really heats up, man. It's going to go nuclear, right? And that's what's coming, man. We're in these times, man. That's how we know that Jacob's trouble is at the door. That's how we know the MOTB is around the corner. I mean, hey, how about Shemi Awashai speeding up time for the elect's sake? That's why we got so many different various things that are happening all at once, man. You see, the Lord is really speeding up these prophecies. Things are at the door, right? So this is definitely a time like now more than ever to definitely be paying attention, to be watching, being occupied in prophecy. You see, speaking to myself first and foremost, this is what we got to be doing. Ultimately praying to Yahweh Shemi Awashai that we're deemed worthy to escape what's coming, man, right? Because we're going to be in the midst of these things, but we want Yahweh Shemi Awashai to have mercy, man. Because, hey, it's about to get ugly out here real soon, man, right? Let me grab that, right? Grab 1 Thessalonians, all right? And I'm going to start at verse... I'm going to start at verse... I'm going to go to 1 Thessalonians 5, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And it says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, right? Because ultimately we know what time and season we're in. We know we're in the time of the end. We know that these events are about to take place. So we're not ignorant of these things like the majority of the world are, you see, because these people don't know that ultimately these things are coming, right? Verse 2, it says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Awashai, so cometh as a thief in the night, right? And as I was saying, once this World War III goes critical and before those nukes are used, right, and shot over here to destroy this place, America, hey, the Lord's going to return, man. You see, as a thief, you see, a thief comes in unexpectedly when you don't know it, you know, and hey, that's how these things are going to pop off as well. That's why we ultimately got to be watching, man. You see, paying attention to the latest news, paying attention, being occupied in these prophecies, because things are happening, man. You see? Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's exactly what's coming, destruction, man. Verse 4, it says, but ye brethren, right, us hopeful elect brothers and sisters, are not in darkness that that day should overtake you as a thief, right? These days, these times, these things that are going to happen, they're not going to overtake us as a thief. Because why? We're being occupied. We're paying attention, man. You see, we're not being caught up with the cares and the affairs of our lives like everybody else, man, because these people are literally just walking around. I'm talking about the 2/3 of Jake, you know, walking around like chickens with their heads cut off, man. You see, these people walking around like everything going to be normal forever, not knowing what's about to come down the pipeline real soon, man. You see, so these people are through. This is verse 5. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. You see, we're not of darkness, man, so we're not going to be, you know, in the blind when these things happen, you see, Verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And that's exactly the spirit that we got to be in these times, brothers, as well as you few sisters out there, man. We got to be watching as well as praying to the Lord that ultimately he has mercy upon us with the things we know that's about to come, man. Because like I said, these things are at the door, man. It won't be 1,000 years from now. It won't be 20 years from now. It won't be 30 years from now. All of these things that these false prophets and all of these different people are saying, hey, those are all lies, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is about to work, man. Things are about to happen. You see? So, you know, I'm going to get back into this video. And we're going to watch some more of it, right? Just a little bit more. But yeah, man, things are heating up, you know? Things are definitely getting up there, you see? And this is wonderful.
This is a 1939 moment. Or hopefully a 1981 moment. A moment of mounting urgency. Enemies gather, threats grow, you feel it, I feel it. If we are going to prevent and avoid war, which is what we all want, we must prepare.
Right, and you hear what it is he's saying. There isn't no, you know, stopping it, because ultimately it's prophetic, man. It's going to happen. Nothing can stop the will of the Lord, man. You see, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the one that's going to bring these things about. He's bringing in the Third World War. He's going to bring in the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and nothing is going to stop that, man. You see, nothing that these devils try to establish, no peace deals they try to negotiate, none of that is going to stop prophecy, man. Because as it tells us, let me grab that real quickly. I'm going to grab Isaiah, right, chapter 46. And I'm going to start at verse Isaiah 46. I'm going to go to verse 9, right? And it says, Salakia, bear with me. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me. Verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning. So the ending was already declared in the beginning. So guess what? America has already received its judgment. You see, we're just playing it out here now in our times. World War III has already happened in the heavens. It's just now manifested here on earth. But it's going to happen, right? It says declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand. I will do all my pleasure. So guess what? The counsel of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to stand, man. And that's these prophecies, all of these things that the men of the Lord have prophesied about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. These things are going to happen, man. And nothing is ultimately going to stop that, you know?
War, which is what we all want. We must prepare now. This is a 1939 moment.
Okay, a 1939 moment, guys. This is just really, really serious. And before I continue with the...
Right? So we basically got a gist of everything that it is he's talking about. You see, brothers and sisters, so, you know, things are heating up, man. So this is definitely now the time to, you know, definitely be watching as well as praying, you see. So Lord's willing, I pray this lesson be edifying, just a quick hit through the spirit. With that being said, we're going to end the lesson giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone. To the next time, shalom. To the elect, shalom.